Lean to me is very simple. Toyota challenged us with another way of doing business. And this challenge is very simple. How can we increase value while generating less waste? And really, lean is our response, your response. We need to understand what Toyota does, because we need to understand what it means in each of your contexts. And it's sometimes difficult to understand what Toyota does. I fell into lean completely by accident because my father had discovered Toyota back in 1975 when he was a car executive. And when he became the technical VP of a big supplier, he started working with them. I was doing my PhD on social sciences and knowledge sciences at the time, so I was looking for a case to study. So he said, why don't you get a real job? I said, well, thanks, Dad. And he said, but if you want, we're doing this thing in the factory. And I said, in the factory? Me? Are you kidding? But then I went, and here I saw Toyota do with the supplier. This is the very first action plan that we have. So Toyota comes in and says, listen, although the truck is we're ramp up, so the truck is only leaving once a week, we want you to have a guy pick up on this cell every 2 hours. What? Then he said, although we have these big containers to do big batches, we want to throw them away and take a little plastic container with only 5 parts. You pay for them. Plant manager said, what? Then the batches, rather than do right and left, in the batches, we want you to reduce this to just 5 containers of 5 parts. And you know what? Oh, hey, don't touch the fucking Kanbans. Just don't touch the Kanbans. Don't screw with the Kanban. See, what? And then tell you all the difficulties you're going to have. We want operators to write them on the board, and all we're going to do is solve them one by one. So the plant manager kicked him out of the plant, saying, I don't have time for this shit. I have better things to do with my time. And he get a phone call from my father saying, Toyota, you, guess who's going to go first? Okay. So he did all of this with very, very bad grace. He would put it the way Toyota wanted, and then he would put it back. And thankfully, he would take notes to know how to put it back for when Toyota came back. So the notes were very interesting. But we were completely confused. And what I discovered yesterday, this confusion is still here. What were they after? After 2 years of work, 30% productivity on the line. What do you think? Is that good? 30%. Who thinks it's good? Show me. 30% is good? No. 30% on 10% labor cost? That's 3% total cost reduction? You can get this with plain old-fashioned Taylorism, and there's not such a big deal. After 4 years of work, when they renewed the product, 30% total cost reduction on the new generation product. That's what they were after. They didn't really care about the 33%. They get that anyway, just by squeezing the supplier if they want it. That's not at all what they were after. What they were after is learning how to make the product, monozukuri, through Hichazukuri people development. So that when they make the new product, then they win. Think about it.